Right. Well, hey, it looks like it's working. I am live and alive. I'm outside. I am feeling very awkward, which is very weird because I've been online streaming plenty of times, but I've never been outside doing it. So it just feels weird. Um, but yeah, my name is Bear. I'm barely watercoloring, especially today. Um, we're in the great outdoors at a park not too far from home. What?
Did you want to say that you're far away?
Huh?
Let's say you're far away from the
I know.
anything.
Yeah, I'm so the view that I've got, my other half is over here telling me, I've got it far away on purpose because the goal is to be able to show the scene behind that I'm looking at so that if people want to paint along, they can. If I zoom in too much, it's just a table. And then it's like, why be outside? As that was my thought. Downside being you see my ugly side of my face. Sorry, you have to suffer with that. But hey, I'm here. It's more of me than you see at home because I don't do a face cam. But my little I don't know what direction this is going to look like, but my little bear guy, I guess he is on my shoulder right here. My little PNG tuber is right here. Yeah, somewhere in this area. Um, yeah, everything looks good over here. I'm just letting it go. Hopefully my battery doesn't die from anything. I charged it fully before I left, so my phone's fully charged. It's my camera and my mic. Um, hoping the audio sounds good. Did you hear it when you were looking at it? It does. Yay! AirPods, Apple Magic. But yeah, I'm basically gonna do what I normally do, and I'm just gonna do it here. So if anyone comes in, feel free to ask questions. But otherwise, I'm just gonna be focused on playing around and screwing around and doing whatever. Um, Plan, I don't have one. It was just testing being able to paint outdoors. Uh, I'll go back and look at the VOD later to see what the quality was like from my perspective. But yeah, I'm just probably I might paint something in front of me. I might not. Feel free if you want to paint anything you see, go for it. I'm probably just gonna play, at least at first. That being said, instead of going for the large paper first, I might go for my smaller paper. I brought two different sizes with, so I can choose what I want. I think that's what I did last time too. Oh, I brought my X-Acto knife last time, but this time I did not. And pulling paper out of this book is impossible. So I might do the big paper just because. Yeah, this. Oh no. Oh oh. Wait, has this paper been perforated all this time and I just didn't know? Oh, you know why? Because the first page is glued in so tight. I wasn't able to see that. But yes, the paper is perforated. I did not know that. But on like the first two pages, it's glued to the front of the cover. So I couldn't pull that piece off. And so I just assumed they were all like that. Who knew? Well, that makes that easy. Stay there. Uh, I think perhaps this side is highly textured. This side, not so much. Weirdly, this is the side they want you to paint on, which just feels weird. Oh, no, it is the other side. When I pulled it off, it does look weird. Okay, well, that helps. We're gonna tape this side down. Maybe I'll do that, some kind of nebula like I was talking about doing on Monday. I just have to find I've never used this white tape. I thought it would be good to, see where the edges are when I'm taping it down outside. Wow, that just ripped like crazy. That feels cheap. I've used this tape before. Let's see. Somewhere is the edge of this. Here it is. Let's try that again. Okay, I'll just tape that down to the paper towel over there. There we go. I just have to be a little bit more cautious about how I'm pulling it up. Whew. I don't think it's just battery that's gonna hold me back. I think just not having any back support is also gonna be a problem, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Also weird because I have, I can turn it down. I've got some music playing. I'm gonna turn it off because it might be deafening. I have no idea how loud it is. And this way you're just gonna hear me, so it might be a little silent. If it gets too boring and you need some music, let me know. All I was able to do was add a toggle to turn the audio track for my music off, but I had to preset it at home. So what I did is a um, I set up a acoustic guitar radio station in Apple Music to play at home for the start of the stream, and then in the background if I wanted to have it on. But I can't hear it like I normally do at home. So I mean, I guess I could technically have the sound on that on, but then you'd probably be hearing it, and I'd be hearing myself repeated, and that would just be ugly. So we're not going to do that. Thankfully, we found a nice shaded spot under a tree. But even so, it's like partly cloudy today, so we're getting a lot of shade right now. All right, I think that's taped down pretty well. I brought my two little espresso containers for water containers from home, and I just put plain tap water in my container here so I can drink from it if I need to, or I can just top that off if I need to. Right. Only downside about painting outside is bugs. I will try to mind those, but there's also always the possibility that I may end up with a bug or two trying to get into my paint. And once I wet it down, I realize I might have a bug stuck in it. But if it happens and it dries, I'll just fish it out of there at home. Let's see. So I'm thinking Nebula just to get one out, and then maybe I'll start on something I see in front of me. We'll see. But yeah, I think I'll just pick a random ass color and just go for it and just pick a nebula color out of my butt. So let's see. What seems like a good color? I kind of like these yellows and oranges. So maybe I'll use some of that. That being said, too, I forgot I should probably wet down this paper because uh, it's probably going to be easier, especially outdoors where it might be a little windy, to do wet on wet so that I don't dry out my paper too early. So let's slow that down. Okay. So far, though, everything looks to be going pretty smoothly, so I'm happy with that. Okay, so I got a little bit of this. Realize I never really do a streaky nebula. I always do cloudy ones. I imagine there's nebula kind of like cirrus clouds, right? There's going to be one today. Okay. Okay. And maybe I'll do a little bit of this one on this side. Oh, cerulean. No, I keep calling it cerulean, but it's ultramarine. Why I do that? Let's get some indigo going. We're gonna need a lot of indigo. That's something I didn't plan for. If I was gonna do a nebula, I didn't bring any white paint with me. So if we want stars, we can add stars later on or next stream. That's what I get. We will make do. Are those bugs? Oh, yeah, we started drying out already. It's fine. Add a little extra water around the edges of that. Like, I don't like that. Pull some of that back. Okay. A little more yellow going. I was like, what am I hearing off in distance there? I forgot. There's a tennis courts. I'm hearing the little pop, 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 pop every now and then. Too much. Mm, okay. Yeah, buzz off. Hey, goddess. Welcome in. Oh, this is working great. Cooked a batch of dog food today, so looking for a while. Oh, all good. I really should do an exclamation point lurk command. I'll figure that out in the future. I haven't.
It's maybe
Oh yeah, I had a fly a second ago over here.
off my photo. So what, trying to get to a soft.
Did you tell it to buzz off? He says, "Hardy har har." Okay. And grab some more indigo. Yeah, not bad. To get a little thicker with the indigo in some spots. Whoop. Wasn't as clean as I thought it was. That's too strong. It's way too much. Get out of here. Like a little bit. Nope. A lot of it. All right. That's a little better. Okay. So let's play with the little dots of yellow that I threw on there. grab that orangey color. Trying to add a little bit of darkness on the side of these orange bits, but I want to try to get it, excuse me, on either side of the middle line where it's the brightest. Try to make it look like there's some shadows in those clouds, right? Okay. Lightens and oil up. Not too bad. What am I doing? I have no idea what the battery on my phone is. I'll check it in a minute, but I'm 90 over here, so I'm doing pretty well. Yeah. Excuse me. Oh, yeah, my back's starting to hurt. Definitely can only sit like this for so long. All right. Let's go darker and more evil. I mean, just darker in space. The wind started to pick up. Probably temporary. Right. Oh, yep, I'm gonna have to lean on the table. The back is just like, I hate you. And I'm like, I hate you double back. It's like, well, I hate you triple. Well, I hate you infinity. And I hate you infinity plus one. And it just continues from there. Right. Keep messing with it. It's only going to get worse or better. I guess it depends on what your perspective is. Mine is the more I mess with things, the worse they get. But sometimes I know it makes it better. I'm just a pessimist. At least I'm consistent. I think you have to drag down to see the battery.
74.
Oh, plenty. Worst case, I can top it off in the car. Thank y'all. Not that I intend to being here until my battery hits 0. Messed up that one in the middle. Try to pull some of it back off. Right. Grow. Okay. Your back hurting too? Yeah. No, it's tough. Yeah. Needs to be bougie bitches and bring pillows. That works. I want to enjoy this experience, not be in pain because of it.
And also look that way and like, oh, okay.
But oh, well, I think not bad. Roughly an hour. I think I will finish this up and then end the stream here in a minute. I think it was a good demo of the experience, I think. And then we can finish this guy. I'll just leave this on the. I need to let it sit out here for a few minutes to dry anyway before I can even put it in my bag. But I can finish this at home next stream and then put some stars on it and call this one done. Yeah, I think that's good. Oh, yeah. Let's pull all the liquid out of here. Didn't think about the fact that I'm leaving liquid paint in this and I need to be able to close it. I think I've got these paper towels and I can just put this in between and close it on it so hopefully it doesn't leak anywhere. And I've got a plastic bag. I can just put it by itself in there. It's beautiful. Thank you, God. That has got us right. Yes. I had to hide the sun from the screen to be able to see it. I think that still a little. Okay. And the yellow, I think. Rinse this guy really good. Try him out. Get rid of all this stuff. And there is some wet in there. Yes, there is. Fine if I'm leaving it on my table at home, but a terrible idea out here. Because on the way home, it'll leak everywhere. You're killing me. My insides are yelling, wasting paint, wasting paint. Well, I know. I don't want to, but the other part of me is like, I really don't want to have paint running all over inside my backpack, over my paper, over everything else. So I'm just, I don't want to take a chance. I can't exactly like plug in my heat gun to dry up the palette either. So that'd be fine. That'd be fine. Be fine. plenty of paint in the world. I mean, I'd have like $1,000,000 to just go buy a bunch of it, but I'm happy wasting a tiny bit just to get this done. So that teaches me to be better about water management and paint management uh, when I'm doing these outside. I do have a smaller palette, or really more like a smaller palette, like a little travel one that I put all of these paints in, or a good portion of them. If I have that in a separate mixing well, then whoa, okay, I turned sideways because that's what this decided to do. Well, regardless, I'm almost done. The only way to fix it would be to take the phone out and physically rotate it back. But whatever, I don't care. It turned. Yeah, I could do. I mean, I could do this. Hold it, the phone. Okay, and then you can tilt it like that, and then tilt it back, and it should autocorrect. Nope. Yes, there we go. Yeah, technology. Anyway, that's it. I think we'll go ahead and call it there. Uh, so far, we are at this point somewhere in here. I'll line it. I won't know until it catches up, but yeah, no, that's not bad. I'll try to get a little closer. Should zoom. Yeah, it's not too bad. Messy, but I mean, it's my usual. So, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and cut off for now and then start packing everything up and letting everything dry. And then I'm going to head either home or somewhere else. I don't know where yet. So, that's it for me. Goddess, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I can't really do all my commands and all that because I'm remote. I could probably wing it, but I'm not going to even bother trying. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. First IRL seems to work. I will go home later on. And I'll check out the VOD, see how it looks, publish it, all of that. But yeah, I think this worked fairly well, aside from that weird twisty we had with the camera at the end there. Yeah, remote worked really well. We've got like 4 to 5 bars of signal here. So hopefully wherever we go in the future will be good enough to get the job done. So yeah, I liked it. It's fun. We'll try to find better places to do it, to have more scenic views. I wanted to get closer to the water, but there weren't any benches really close to it. So next time. All right. You two goddess, have a great evening. I will see you later. I'm gonna go ahead and turn the music back on. Sorry if it gets loud. I have it on the lowest setting at home. Yep, and I'm gonna go ahead and mute and switch to my end scene. All right. See you later. My name's Bear. I've been barely watercoloring. See you later. Bye bye bye.